Because you've been part of it for sometimes 2 years,
Yeah.
and it's like your best friend getting married.
Yeah.
People don't realise I'm there from 6 o'clock in the morning till sometimes 2 o'clock at night, just basically to make the day revolve around them. None of the shoulds, coulds or woulds. It's all very, what do you want? Let's base your day around that.
Hi and welcome to Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. This podcast is specifically for business owners or wannabe business owners. Say you've got a side hustle or you've got a passion for something and you think it'd be absolutely amazing, or you see people that do amazing things with their passions and what they enjoy doing. Well, you can do that. So please subscribe and we hope you enjoy listening to this episode. Hi and welcome to Breakout Business Rainbows and Unicorns, where there's no such thing as failure if you don't try. Today we've got a lovely guest, Jodie Barden, who did a talk at our Sudbury networking event at Exclusivity, and I do have diversity and inclusivity. Oh, not exclusive, inclusive. Although it can be exclusive because it was a special kind of exclusive chat. And Jodie runs Ella Bella wedding events. She's a wedding planner, but also does a lot of work for, is it Pride in Ipswich?
Yeah, do Suffolk Pride.
Suffolk Pride.
Yeah, volunteer for Suffolk Pride.
So welcome Jodie, thanks for coming on to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me, what is your business? What do you do?
So, as you said,
you get a free cat.
That's brilliant. I love this. So as you said, I am a wedding planner, but I'm more of an alternative wedding planner. So I won't do traditional weddings. I do very colourful, very themed, very personal to the couple. So if they're not comfortable with certain traditions in a wedding, we can take them out, change them to make them feel comfortable. They don't like being centre of attention, walking down the aisle, we can change that completely, just basically to make the day revolve around them, their guests, family and friends, and to make it personal to them, what they want, take out what they don't, and none of the shoulds, coulds or woulds. It's all very, what do you want? Let's base your day around that. So.
I've spoke about you and the celebrants we work with a lot recently, because I've got a couple of friends who are in quite new relationships, so they're now having the conversation, do you think you'll get married? And one of them was like, well, yeah, but we'd just run away and do it. We'd be happy to run away and do it. Our parents would obviously want us to have, and I did that as my first wedding. I had the big white wedding. I ticked all the boxes, the old church, but it just didn't feel like me. It didn't feel right. So I was like, well, did you know? you
have
could
a choice.
have whatever you like at a wedding. So I was talking about like you, and wasn't it a Star Wars themed?
Oh yes, we had a I love a themed wedding. So yeah, anything Star Wars, Harry Potter, anything like that, my creative juices are just like whoosh, yes.
Oh, I love that.
It. So it's just
best
nice.
Friends that are Star Wars fans. I'm like, you'll have to renew your vows to have a Star Wars renewal.
No, it's just letting them know they have a choice. I don't think the couples realise when they first get engaged, they actually have a choice. They can actually do whatever they want. They don't have to have the big white wedding if that's not what they're looking for. They don't even have to have loads of guests there. They can go do it privately, like eloping. If they want it really special just for them, I think it's just letting them know that they do have the choice.
What's the most common question or misconception you get with it? Oh,
that of they have to walk down the aisle, registry office. They have to have these people from this side. They have to have their parents, cousins twice removed by marriage, invited, and
Sounds exactly like my first.
It is though, isn't it? And you're like, when did you last meet them? Oh, I haven't met them.
No,
why is they coming? You want to be surrounded by the people that love you and want to see you get married.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest. Everyone's like, oh, well, we've got to do it this way, and I'm like, no, you don't. And they're like, really, you don't. So that's probably the biggest.
We did that. So the second time I got married, I said, right, so we sat there with the guest list, and I said exactly that. The first time there were people there, I was just like, I don't even send Christmas cards to these people. So this is, So I said, right, who would we go out for dinner with and happily buy their meal? because that in my head was like, right, the reception.
That is what you're doing.
Yeah, the reception is I'm buying. You're coming to my wedding. I'm buying you dinner. So we said. So I said, right, would we have them there, and would we happily go? Do you know what? It's on me tonight for whatever reason, and that's how we done it.
It's a brilliant way of doing it.
And it was a really, really good friend of mine who. It's weird because now we'd invite him, but we didn't at the time, because your friendships evolve as well. And I remember having the conversation with him about it and thinking, oh, I'm talking to you about this wedding, but you're not invited. And he just went, do you know what? The people that mind don't matter, and the people that matter really won't mind.
Exactly. I mean, I've got bridesmaids I don't even see anymore. I mean, friendships do, evolve over time, and people change and grow, and yeah, you'll look back at your photos and go, oh, don't even speak to them anymore.
No.
So, but yeah, you are, like you say, you're spending a lot of money per head, up to £200 per head sometimes by the time you've done favours, all your invites, the meal, entertainment. It's a lot of money, and do you want to be spending that sort of money on your mum's cousin?
Yeah. I'm going to a wedding actually a couple of weeks, and they've put on their invite that it's carriages at 10:30. They're like, do you know what?
I love that.
They're like, we're not late night people. We don't want to get really drunk and have that. So they've said the wedding will end at 10:30.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, do you know? Yeah, it does.
I would so do that now.
I am that person. You try and ring me past 9.
Home.
No, you're not getting anything out of me past 9. And they've said no children as well. So they don't have children. They have 2 dogs. And they've put, we don't want children.
Absolutely fine.
And it's like, do you know what? And they said they have had a bit of pushback, I think, about it. But it's their day. And I've been to weddings where you couldn't hear the vows because there's a child running up and down screaming. And
some people love that. Some people love, being around children.
Yeah.
That's fine. Some people don't want that. Again, fine.
Yeah.
It's down to you and what you want. So.
And bless her, she even said to me, she goes, oh, is your other half coming? And I'm like, I think you've kind of met once. So to be honest with you, no, I'll come. I know another couple of girls that are doing exactly the same thing. Stick us on the table. We'll have a great time.
Laugh. Yeah,
and actually,
I've done
it's
the same.
Another head that you. So
you don't have
even
to
another
for.
half.
I've been to many weddings on my own, knowing like old school friends and that sort of thing. I've gone to those without my other half. Even though they knew my other half, again though, it's friends, and obviously I've got 4 children, so I kind of understand when people don't invite my children. And to be fair, half the time I'm quite grateful for the day to have
I've got a day
my
to
hair down.
me.
I can just not have to worry about the children.
Meal.
So I'm happy.
Drinks, I'll have a great time.
Exactly. So I'm happy with that.
Oh, yeah, true. So why did you start your business? What made you start?
So it's 2 reasons. One's the typical cliche. I organised my own wedding. I went, this is so much fun. I'm a very organised person. Always have been. It's just been a thing. I've always had a pad in my hand with a to-do list as long as my arm, and love to write notes, and always planning ahead of what I was doing that week. And so naturally I was like, this is a great role. I love this. And then started looking into it. And around the same time, obviously, I'd already had my child before we got married. And she had disabilities, but we didn't know what was wrong with her. I then had my second son, who was fine, and then my third child, our first child, Ella, got diagnosed, and then my third child that I was pregnant with also got diagnosed in the womb with the same condition. So it kind of changed my whole dynamic of life completely. One, I left work. I was in a full-time job, graphic designer. I left because obviously the hospital appointments and everything became quite a lot. And I had this mindset thing of that I wasn't employable because I just couldn't be at that 9 to 5. So when I sat down and said, right, they're going to school still, there's amazing schools for disabled children now, and I have a bit of my life back now that they're at school. And I was like, I can't be employed because I need to be, if I need to drop off the hat, I need to be there. And I thought, right, what can I do? I love planning my wedding. Right, let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Some weddings.
So, yeah.
Oh.
That's it, really.
It's interesting you say about the mindset, because I always think, and having employed, we've got a team now with like Nisha and Andy, it's that thing of, I've got to doctor's appointment, I've got a hospital appointment, or whatever it might be. And I'm very much the mindset of I'm flexible. So I ran my own business, so it could be flexible. Mainly because I don't fit in a 9 to 5. You past 2-3 o'clock. If I've got a meeting, I can hold my own. But to sit at a screen, I'm done. I'm gone. I know I'm not productive. However, I will happily start work at 6-7 in the morning, and I'm on it. So that's when my best times are. But obviously, corporate life doesn't allow. Well, they will happily allow for that. You can work as many hours as you want, but it's that meme of like, you can work hard and we won't reward you for it, sort of thing.
Yeah. No, I'm the same as you actually. I work really well in the mornings. I'm up at 5 before the kids are up. I've done 2 hours of admin before they've even woken up, and I feel productive, good, got them off to school. And then, like you say, by 3, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. The school,
a coffee
and
and sugar's not going to help me now at all. But it's the same as just like the same with Andy and Nisha. I'm just like, as long as both shops are covered, I'm happy, and we can plan our days and we can do that. You've got an appointment, go to an appointment. If you've got that, and as long as, and I've kind of, I'm trying to, and I hope I'm doing this. I mean, they don't moan at me, but that ethos of as long as the work's done, that's
we
absolutely
can work
fine. I'm happy
I think that's
to
really
do that
because dynamic.
I remember, and it is difficult in corporate, and that mindset comes from somewhere of employing a mum. Oh, well, the kids are going to be off, or the kids are going to be sick, or they're not in again, or they've got to leave by 3 if someone's part-time. And you kind of get that from corporate. I'm just like, oh, do you know what? If you want to work till 3, that's fine. Let's all work as a team around that. As long as you love what you do and the work gets done, I'm happy. Yeah. It's all good. So I think it can work, but I think, corporate. Mine's, it comes from somewhere. Yeah. So who do you work with? Who are your clients?
I have some amazing clients. They're very much like me. They do say, don't they, that you attract like, who you are.
Put it out there.
They're very colourful, generally have their hair dyed, tattoos, want something different for their day. I'm seeing quite a lot of festival ones coming through at the moment, which is brilliant. Amazing. So they're all outdoor, which I love. I love being outside. So a lot of teepee type weddings, that sort of thing. They're also like really nice people. Like, I see them as clients, obviously in couples, but by the end of it, we're such good friends. Like, when it's over, I'm actually really sad because I'm like, I'm not going to get to I'm talking to you like every day, and we're texting each other because I'm like, any time of the day, especially like the weeks I'm running up, I'm like, any problems, text me, doesn't matter what time. I probably shouldn't say that, but I do because I do care. But
I don't think you mind if you work with. So when I opened, I was decorating Breakout for 2 weeks before I opened it in Melford, and I had a lot of guys walk past, and it was guys walking dogs. There's a bit of a retired dog walking crew in Melford. Be like, what are you doing? I'm like, doing this, and they're like, of course, and I'm not very good at what's your 5-year plan, what's your business plan. Never done any of that. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing next week, let alone like 5 years time. And I said, business plan. I said, I just don't want to deal with dickheads. I just want to work with nice people and nice clients
that you can get on with.
And I think if you do, they kind of understand and respect those boundaries anyway. So where you're like, oh, do you know what? And I always say to people, it's like when I've done a social media training session, I'm like, okay, go away. If you've written a note and you're like, oh, what did she say? Don't sit there for hours trying to figure it out. Drop me a message. Yeah. So it's the same sort of thing. And I think if you're that open and comfortable, they respect that anyway. They're not going to suddenly start messaging you for every little single little thing. But they'll be like, Jodie, the caterer said this. And if they're really lovely people, you're like, well, let me save you stress. Same thing, isn't it?
I mean, that is pretty much my job, saving them the stress. That's what I want to take away, and the overwhelm. That's what I'm there for. And I absolutely adore weddings. I adore the people that I get to meet. And I absolutely love it.
Do you cry at every wedding?
Yeah. I was a bit, no, it's very busy. No, absolutely. To be fair, I don't always get to see them getting married because I'm normally behind the scenes, like running around. But if I do, I normally get to see one of them come out to either go to where they're getting married or thing, and yes, I guess very emotional because you've been part of it for sometimes 2 years, and it's like your best friend getting married.
because they've probably told you more than they've told any of their family members, any of their friends,
Sometimes,
anyone
yes.
else involved.
Yeah.
So you're
yeah.
there for all of the good stuff and the bad stuff. I went to a wedding a couple of weeks ago, and it was what they chose to do, very traditional wedding. We were invited to the evening, but it was same night as my birthday get together, and pretty much our invites crossed. So I said, "Oh, can I come to the church?" She's like, "Yeah, of course you can come to the church. Anyone can who's coming to the church." So we turned up, and it's a really small church, standing room only. So we sat in the porch and got to hear the whole thing, and I was just like, I'm not the kind of person, but it's just so lovely, and the words and the readings they had. And it was nice because then we she didn't know it, but she had Paolo Nutini's Pencil Full of Lead to walk out to, which is one of my absolute favourite songs. It is one of those songs, if it's on, I have to get up and I can't dance, but I have to get up and dance like an absolute loon. And so myself, and she coaches my daughter, so myself and my daughter were like standing there dancing as they came out. And she messaged me after, she goes, "Oh my God, it was so lovely to see you." Because I thought, actually, when you walk out the church, you're the first to come out, so no one's outside apart from the photographer. Yeah. So actually there was myself and a couple of mums and dads that have brought the little ones out. Bonbon agrees, she always has to agree. And actually she said it was really lovely, because I thought, when you walk out the church, nice friendly face, you're like, for you. I know everyone's behind us.
Yeah, that probably would have been really
so nice. And then we got to stay tea and cake in the poor cakes in the sunshine, but we got tea and cake in the sunshine and lollipops. So but no, and it was just that they'd thought, and I think they did the majority themselves, but it was just all those little details that just made it theirs, and that must be so lovely to be involved in and know.
Because you, like you say, you get to know them so well, all the little likes and everything. So
So what kind of themes have you done? What's your
so again,
apart from Star Wars?
A lot of outdoor themes, festival type themes. They always, 9 times out of 10, this must be my niche as well. They come to me, we want really relaxed vibe. They're like, just relaxed vibe. It's for our friends and family. We just want a big get together. We can all just chill together. It's not huge like parties or that sort of thing. We want to get out of your ass. No, they just want to, chill with their family and friends. That's what it's all about to them. So quite a lot of relaxed vibes. Again, I've got quite a few festival ones coming up, but that's really exciting. I like that. And yes.
Oh, I love that. What's your favourite part of a wedding?
Oh, that's a good question. I love, there's a couple, I don't think I can choose one. When they come into like their reception area and they get to see it all together for the first time. And they're like, oh my God. So that's, for me, obviously, I'm like, yes, I've done my job.
Yeah, I suppose because you're imagining it.
Yeah, because they sometimes they can't see it as well. They can't visualise it. They know what they want, but they can't visualise it. Yeah. So to see them do that, and then it's also getting the little, because I'm always in the background. I'm like a ninja around the back kind of thing. But just seeing them look at each other and they like say something like, "Oh, we did it," kind of thing. That for me, I'm just honestly the heart's like, oh. So there's a couple of bits like that. I think are my favourite parts of a wedding.
Oh, I love that. I love a good wedding.
Yeah, me too.
What's your biggest success to date?
I think it's going to have to be, I did a wedding last year. They came to me because they were going to get married in Vegas, but obviously with COVID and everything else, that dreaded word just keeps coming up.
Yeah, it's done. It's done now.
Surely not. I know. Yeah. Well, so they came to me. And they were like, "Yep, we're not doing it now, but I want to do it now." So July 27th. I should know this. I normally know my dates, and so I had 2 months to do a full plan, big, large wedding.
Wow.
It was beautiful. It was in their home. They had a beautiful, beautiful farm, and they'd done up their barn, and so it was all at home. And then church down. That did help. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, at least we've got a venue. We've got a venue. It was beautiful. Again, kind of festival style. All the food trucks, and she had different areas that she wanted. And I took it on. I was like, I'm always up for a challenge. Absolutely. I think I got I was a bit like, oh my God, can I do this in 2 months? You know, but like,
normally I have 2 years.
I normally have 2 years, but I did it, and yeah, that is definitely my biggest success to date. Was getting that done in 2 months.
Yeah. So yeah, Jodie's the one to contact. If you've got 2 months and you wanna. From a business point of view, how do you? And this is quite a common question I get. No matter who's coming to see me, they don't know how to price their services. So how do you do it? Like, is it a package thing, or is it, because obviously if someone comes to you with 2 months' notice, but normally you've got 2 years, is it just a package of?
So generally, yes. So it's a percentage on their budget, because obviously the larger the budget, the more work there is going to be. So I do a percentage on there with like a minimum spend, if you like. Again, because otherwise, if I did it on a percentage on a lower budget wedding, which are absolutely fine and still just as wonderful, it then comes down to the hours that I'm working. So again, you've got to kind of work out how many hours it's going to take you to plan a wedding. So that 2 month one would obviously have been really good for me, because it was 12% budget, but I did it in 2 months instead of 12 or so on. So that was actually very good for me, because there was less hours. But it's, so they have packages. I do on the month coordination. I do the full plan, which again can be bespoke, because they're going to want certain things to do themselves. You know, very rarely do I get to do like the wedding outfits and stuff, because that's a personal, very personal thing to do. And then also do guidance packages.
Do you get to see the outfits though beforehand?
Generally, yes, they will be like, look, I've got, this is what I got. So yes, I do. I do 9 times out of 10 get to see the outfits first. So, which is lovely. Percentage, work out your hours. If I say to myself, am I willing to do, because it's a lot, it's normally the Friday, Saturday and Sunday, you know, am I willing to do that for £200? No, I'm not, because of the hours. People don't realise I'm there from 6 o'clock in the morning till sometimes 2 o'clock at night, if it's, or morning, sorry, 2 o'clock in the morning again, if it's if it is a full.
Well, because you're overseeing every little detail. So, as you say, it's like, it's that moment of them going, oh, that was amazing. You don't really want to.
Yeah, because people do just see you on the day, like, oh, you just get to turn up on the day, and
no, exactly.
Been behind the scenes for about 2 years, but
It's funny, and I don't know if you know this, and I realise I'm saying it quite off the cuff, that so St Peter's Church in Sudbury's being done up. When it opens as an event, they want it as an event venue, so they already do. You can craft fairs and markets and stuff. But it's actually going to be managed by the Bridge Project in Sudbury, and the Bridge Project works with a lot of people with disabilities, and they want to do weddings. So they're going to be doing full, so you can have a full reception there, so you can have your event there. But it's going to be all the kids and adults with disabilities serving you and everything.
That's lovely.
Which I'm just like, that's just amazing. It's going to be so cool. And they said people are going to have to obviously accept there might be, they drop your plate, because this is the way. But you know, when you're like, I mean, how cool is that going to be as a wedding though? Just like the whole inclusive sort of thing. So that'll be, I think they're trying to open in November, but I might have that wrong. But that is worth one. That will be right up your street in terms of everything you do and stuff. So, but when they told me a few months ago, I was like, that's so exciting.
Lovely. Oh.
So what's been your biggest challenge / learning in your business? Because I always say, hence what I say about failure and stuff, it's not a failure because you're learning something from it. So I always say challenge or learning.
So for me, it's definitely been visibility. It's getting my service out there, because I am different, I am niched. It's definitely even taken a lot of work, blogging, Instagram posts, reels. That's been fun.
Reels.
I've actually not done any for a little while. I've been focusing on the blogs actually. Yes.
But then I always assume it's wedding season, so you're going to be really busy anyway.
Yeah, it's quite hard to get all the recording done. I normally do a day recording and that sort of thing. I just haven't done it for a little while. But no, blogging and stuff. But yeah, it's like when people find me, they're like, oh my gosh, you're just what we're looking for. When obviously I get the right, my ideal client. but it's just getting out to them. That's probably been my biggest challenge, being able to say, look, I'm here.
Yeah.
I am here. And every single wedding I've done, I've learned something. It doesn't, like, either something going wrong. Obviously, I always have to be quick thinking on my feet. And then I've gone, there's a better way of doing that for the next one. I don't think there's been one wedding I've been to where I've not learnt something. And I don't think there ever will be one
so
that
many
I won't.
people and different components on a day, isn't it? And it's different people working with different people.
Yeah, I'm always working with different suppliers, because I always get my suppliers that are right for the couple. So I don't have like a set, this is who I work with, that's it. It's down to the couple and who I think are going to fit. So yeah, always working with different people, always working with different, obviously, couples, unless they come back around. That can happen, and that's fine.
Renewals.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't think there'll ever be a wedding I do where I'm not learning something.
Yeah. And what's been your biggest success? What's worked to get you out there? Is it the blogging, the Instagram, or just combination? Or?
I think reels have been great. I get quite a lot of likes on the Instagram reels, but everyone comes through Google, so I've definitely been focusing more. I mean, I think just before, I think it was last year, I was blogging every week.
Oh wow.
And then obviously I've taken a step back, and I've now started blogging every week again, because obviously it did slip, and I could see the difference. So for me, I'm definitely focusing my efforts, if you like, on Google.
And what do people Google? Can I have my wedding how I want? Or
I think it's more trying to get in the mind of what, if you've just got engaged, what are you then going to look for? It's trying to answer the questions that people are thinking in any aspect of what you do. I think it's just trying to get in the mind of your client and trying to work out what questions are they going to be asking, what are they going to put. I mean, we do it all the time. When we think of a question, Google it.
Yeah.
So it's trying to think of the questions that they're going to be asking.
Do I have to wear white?
Yeah, do I have to wear white? Do I need to wear a dress? You know, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's answering all of those questions.
Yeah, I had a not short dress, but it was knee-length dress, and that was quite a big thing at the time. I was like, really? I was like, yeah, that's the one. Did the thing. I'd seen it in Housestead High Street in the window. And I was like, no, that's the one. She's like, go on, try on. So I had to, and it's just it's not my thing. I'm not that girl. Come on, you need to go and try on. So you're going in, trying on. I'm just like, no, I've done this once and I didn't like it the first time. No. So did full circle, ended back at the same place.
At the one. Then, I think mine was one of the first I tried on and knew pretty much straight away, that's the one I want. And it had all pink, because I like pink. And knew I didn't just want a white dress. It had all pink flowers down it. And
do you want to do your own wedding again now? Have you got ideas from your clients where you're like,
I loved my wedding. It was very us. We had a comedian, because we just love to laugh. So we love to be made to laugh. So we had a comedian. I definitely probably would go back and have a celebrant-led one. Yeah. Because they may have been out. I mean, I got married 14 years ago, so I think it would have been very new, or I just didn't know about it. I'd definitely have a celebrant-led one now.
Same.
And I'd have probably less people. I didn't, not because I loved everyone that was there, but Luke is very shy. And he found it very intimidating.
You got him on the gram though.
I know. Every now and then, I can. He sneaks in, but believe it or not, he's very shy actually when it comes to things like that. So for him, I think it would be nicer to be a smaller thing. So if we renewed our vows, we'd probably do it ourselves, just something with us, smaller. And
100%. I'd celebrant now. I had a registrar. But they didn't know us and I've
said the name wrong. My original surname. Because we didn't know how to say it. No one does. no one knew how to say it anyway. So I should have known that was going to happen. And it's just not very personal. And you don't know them. You could get a really moody one. It can totally ruin your thing for the day. Although I'd hope not, being in that profession. But no, definitely celebrate
Yeah,
all
we
the way.
recently, because I was speaking to Ruth and Heather, although Ruth does weddings, Heather also does funerals, and I was saying we had a humanist for mine, because I had, unfortunately, quite a lot of parents and grandparents. We lost them all at once. And I was like, we've got to have a humanist, because they weren't religious, so... We were, and it was always a standing joke with my dad, because he was a very, very cheap person. His money went on fags and going to the Olympics. So when I say cheap, he had expensive hobbies, but his priorities were his hobbies. So I said, oh, we'll just get a humanist, and and all of them, I couldn't do my own readings. I'd written how I talk, and they just didn't. They just took the reading and did it, and I was like, that actually sounded quite rude, because it didn't have my tone on it. So I was like, but it's done now, so you have to move on and stuff. But yeah, I would definitely have a celebrant, because they obviously spend the time with you,
Yeah,
get the
get
tone.
to know you. Yeah. It's nice that you've got the options now also.
Yeah.
With that as well, because we're not very religious either, and obviously with my daughters we have had to think about that because of the condition. So yes, we would probably go the celebrant-led way again, because it's just so much more personal and beautiful, and they get to know you. So.
Yeah. We talk to Ruth quite a lot, so we hear how she gets to know her. And similar to you, she said, I'm with that couple for so
time.
much and so long. And she said, I just really get to know. I'm like, oh, yeah, that would be really, really cool.
It's hard to say goodbye to them. Yeah, it's nice though. Like with Instagram, that's what I love about social media. Like I still have my couples on there, and like when it's anniversary, I'll obviously wish them happy. And I've seen my couples go on and have children now. Others haven't, because that was their choice. And it's lovely, because you still got that little foot in the door, because you can see what they're doing. So that's nice.
Still part of it. So what would you say the current biggest problem in the business you've got? Not problem, but struggle, or what's your headache at the moment?
Ooh. It was trying to probably balance everything, like children.
Oh God, yeah, I wish a wedding weekend
and
takes over.
Yeah, literally takes over, especially the week up. Then trying to obviously prioritise the children's thing, to then step back and have that minute for myself that's where the bike comes in for me. That's my therapy. So like today I bought the bike because I had a very busy weekend, and just that bit of I don't think of anything, and so that's my time.
On the road,
it's trying to get that right, I think, and I'm probably still going to get it wrong even next wedding season. It's just trying to balance it all out. That's probably one like personal one, and then it's getting out there still. It's still a hard slog keeping, because if you take your hand off the spinning plate, if you like, of blogging, you soon notice the inquiry levels dropping. So it's trying to keep them all spinning at the same time.
And it's getting in front of people that don't know you're an option. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because if you think like, when your toilet breaks, you need a plumber. When your electrics go off, you need an electrician. When you're engaged, you need everything. So it's quite overwhelming to start with. And then it's a bit like, and my bugbear is always like, oh, you're getting married. When are you getting married? Everyone's like, oh, you're engaged. You get married. You get married. You get married. When you're having a kid. When you're having a kid. When you're having a kid. You've had a kid. When you're having the second kid, you're like, oh my word, it's like the biggest to-do list in my world. And that's just those bits. Then you break it down. Oh, you're engaged. When are you getting married? Where's it going to be? What are you going to do? And you're like,
I've only just put a ring on.
Yeah, exactly. Do you get much from word of mouth in that way? Because then I guess,
I think couples have recommended me when their friends have got engaged and things like that, which is always lovely. Word of mouth is always, I think, the best kind of recommendation.
Like gold marketing.
Exactly. But it is that sudden overwhelm and then not knowing that I'm available. So I have had neurodivergent couples come to me as well, because they know exactly what they want, but they obviously can't physically organise it. But they found me through their hairdresser, which was amazing. And she's very quirky, hence the coloured hair. She's very quirky, and she's like, actually, I know someone who will be able to help you, because they'd approached a planner, but it wasn't quite what they were looking for. So yeah, recommendations from word of mouth of people is like you said, gold dust, because she knew straight away, I know exactly who can help you and is your type of person, and will get your vibe and will help you extra because of, you know, the extra problems like you'll come across. So
because I think as well, because when you say, oh, you're a wedding planner, immediately I think of the rom-com of your Jennifer Lopez
with me.
Yeah.
My head set amid clipboard. Yeah, in heels that I don't wear. And in a suit. Yeah, no, none of that.
but also it's been quite an American thing of just like, oh, well, Americans have that, or Americans have it. And it's just, as well, it's that, a bit like sort of some of the things I do, you think, oh, it's quite expensive. Do I need it? Do I not need it? Can I not
just do it myself?
Yeah, surely I can do it myself. And it's almost that time and stress benefit is, you'd pay anything for on the actual day. When you get to the actual day, you're like, oh, God, I've paid for that. Ours, we asked our guests to say, right, okay, we don't want presents. However, they had different talents. So one of my friends went, can I make your cake? Yeah, you can make your cake. Yeah. Make our cake, do that. Brilliant. That's our wedding present. Another one said, I said about having a hog roast. She goes, well, I can get some pork and do some slow-cooked pork for you, and we'll just order in the buns and that. The other one said, I said about having a cheese, as in wheels of cheesecake. Oh, well, we'll buy that from the local butchers for you, and we'll just put it together in the morning, because we had some vegetarians come in and stuff. So, yeah, everyone ended up having their own jobs, and they took that on board. So I was like, yeah, you can do it, but you're baking the cake and then just come and set it up before. So there wasn't much, apart from we had it in our garden. Was just decorating the garden, and then of course family come round and put stuff
and helps
up,
and things. Yeah, when you've got the help.
But then
I think the problem
the
is
flip side of
people don't realise the
you
work
got
that
to
goes
the day.
into it.
Ben was like, actually, you were off getting your hair and makeup done, and I was doing this, all the last minute stuff. He goes, that was well stressful, and I could have. So then having someone like you who knew exactly what was going on, and just that project managed, my business head on project managing it, to then he could have relaxed on the morning because I really didn't.
Then something like that would be the on the month coordination that I could then help with, because I don't have. Some people absolutely love planning and want to do all the DIY exactly, and they want to do the DIY. They want to do all the decorations. Just sometimes I don't think they realise how much time that takes.
And that's what I'd say was our problem. Yeah. Of even like that last few weeks, and I just felt really bad on the day, because you obviously the next morning you catch up and you're like, oh, how was it? And he went, I was getting, and I can't remember what we got. I had a couple of vegans and we got something. Oh, it was falafel. I was getting falafel out the oven at 11 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, sorry. So it was just because you have in your head, oh, we're doing it at home, it's really easy. Whereas actually, if we had someone like you there who's just like, no, do you know what, Ben, go and get ready.
Go get ready, enjoy.
It's
really meant to
enjoy
that lead up.
I would have never have thought that someone like you could do that. Do you know what I mean? Because you think, well, if you have a wedding planner, they're from like 2 years ago to the very when everything's booked and organised. But like you say,
no, we can come in at any point.
Yeah.
And I just help. On the day as well, I just don't think people realise as well. I mean, leading up to a wedding day, I'll have over 100 phone calls from suppliers. Yeah. And I don't think couples realise how stressful that can. For me, it's just that's my job, you know. Yeah. But they can get quite to the point that they put their phone down and go, I'm not dealing with it because I've had enough. Yeah. Understandable. And also on the day themselves, they're, oh yeah, no, my friends are going to stay and help. Well, your friends have just got absolutely
trust me.
And they don't now want to be cleaning up, which is absolutely thing. And sometimes, obviously, when you have it in one place, you're moving chairs from place to place, and then you're like, oh no, we've got no one who's going to move them. Yeah. Oh, okay, guests. Yeah, guests start moving chairs. So sometimes people don't realise how much work and things that they need to then be doing themselves on the day, which you don't want to be doing. No, you want to be enjoying yourself and taking in the day.
And there's a lot of venues that don't do that. You've got the venue, it's not. Yeah.
And they'll give you a venue coordinator, which is absolutely brilliant, because then yes, they can be doing it, but sometimes they're not even there on the day. And once they go home from that venue, their job's finished. They're not going to help you with any other aspect of their day. They're just there for the venue. So
I had a conversation with someone once, and they'd obviously their presents were at the venue, they couldn't fit the presents in the car. So it was this thing of, how do we get our presents home? It's like really simple, you know, they were going to put presents there and gifts there, but you just didn't
know how to. And I can't tell you how many people forget transport.
Yeah.
Because they've dealt with their transport to get them there.
Yeah. How'd you
they
get
have
home?
their day and they go, oh, how are we getting home? So they're trying to ring taxi at 12 o'clock, trying to get home.
Some more stress. That's what you want at the end of the day. What did you remember? I just
Couldn't
trying
get
to get a taxi.
Couldn't get home.
I was ever so tired. I wanted to go to bed. God, yeah. But with your other hat on, so tell me about Suffolk Pride. How did you get involved in?
So obviously my whole business is around inclusiveness, whether that's disabled, whether that's gay weddings or anything like that. It's always been a big passion of mine to make sure everyone is included and to help others also, you know, rack up their inclusiveness if they want to. So I actually did a stall with them for the wedding planning business the year before, and absolutely loved it, and the community spirit was absolutely amazing. I was like, you know what, I just want to be around these people all the time because you know, these are my people. And I volunteered and to be part of the committee, and we did it completely different the year just gone. I'm in the year, aren't I? Right, yeah.
We're still in September.
Oh my gosh.
Still 23
Still
September.
23 for now.
I mean, we're still trying to get over 2020, but we're still in 2020.
It's just crazy. And so we did a full month long instead of one day with a massive parade that sometimes can't include everyone. So like maybe the older generation or again neurodiverse people. We had events across the whole of July where we could include everyone. So there was some nights out for the people that wanted to party, but we also had a bitch and stitch. So we'd have a round with your crafting, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. We had pole dancing. I didn't get to go to that one, unfortunately. I'm not sure anyone would want to see me trying to swim around a pole.
I used to do pole dancing.
You've got to be really strong.
Honestly, my whole body shape changed, and I absolutely loved it. My strength and everything I did,
I'd be able to hold
but I have no grace.
No,
so it was
I don't.
purely for fitness. And I was gutted because they brought in, they changed the people teaching it, and all of a sudden they're like, right, you need to learn to do this. I'm like, I just lift myself up. Honestly, I'm like fireman on a pole. This is nothing graceful or sexy about this. But you do realise you're like,
you've got to be so strong for that.
Body. I've never been so strong, so but yeah, it is.
Wow, full respect to
so
anyone
much
that can do
fun.
it. Yeah,
it was.
But yes, so we had that, which I'd missed. But they had roller disco as well, so they've got the old roller blades out. We had a wellbeing walk. It was all about getting to all the community, well-being, because everyone at the moment with mental health is not great. So we were really focusing on that. We went into care homes as well, so we were reaching obviously the older generation as well, so they still feel included. We even had one of our volunteers go into a prison and meet the LGBTQ and set up a meeting with them again, cool. So they weren't,
literally everyone.
Exactly. So that was our aim, and we're hoping to do the same again next year. Again, making it inclusive for everyone, having something for everyone.
And did you get the aim? Because I think sometimes people think on the outside of it, you see a pride event and you think, oh, it's just going to be a parade through the town, not all these other little bits and pieces. So did you get the outcome or the aims of the whole event of what you...
Yes, definitely. We obviously there were some upset people to start with because they were expecting the parade, but we found like last year the parade had become a bit more, it wasn't a protest anymore, it was basically for people to come down with their friends and drink and that sort of thing, and we weren't coming together as a community as such. And we found once they actually started coming along to the events and seeing what we were doing, they're actually, okay, I can see why you're doing this now. It's actually better for some of us. Don't get me wrong, eventually, volunteers, money is always a big factor, and that was the reason why we couldn't do one. We just did not have the volunteers. If we get the volunteers, then we can have the Section 2 do the parade, absolutely. We still had a protest, we still marched through Ipswich and we had speakers, which was very emotional. Hearing them speak, yeah, absolutely. So, and the whole thing has been a huge eye-opener to me.
Yeah.
So I knew there was obviously struggles. I knew some of the struggles because obviously my friends, but that was a huge eye-opener, seeing what they deal with on a daily basis, which has just made me want to do even more to help.
I think you just don't... We spoke about it before, of this, what's the term, white privilege, because it's that thing of just like, I think everyone's lovely, and I hold my hands up, I've been stung fairly recently on something, because I'm proper unicorns and rainbows in my brain. Mm-hmm. You're either a nice person or you're not. If you're a nice person, that's it. That's my two types of people in my head. So I don't see, and I'm unaware of what people go through, whether it's because of their choice in relationships or their skin colour or their choice in religion.
It baffles me. I don't understand why this...
Don't get it.
I don't. I just, I got like really upset and really low, a little bit low throughout doing it because of how much I saw what they went through. And I kept saying to my other half, I just don't understand why people are so horrible. I mean, people had changed their perception towards me as well, as in I'd known someone and we were like really friendly, knew each other to say hi. As soon as I was wearing a rainbow around my neck and was openly doing stuff for Suffolk Pride, I was like, how can you turn just because
Still
of
me.
a rainbow?
Yeah.
I can't get my head around it at all.
No, and I think the only thing I'd say on that is that it then worries me to a point of, it wouldn't stop me saying something, but almost worries me as a point of, oh my God, I wouldn't want to upset them. So what's the right language? What can I ask? What can't I ask? What can I? Because now realising some of the things these people go through, you think, well, I don't want to make that worse because I'm a safe haven.
Yeah.
And it's like when you come and the talk about inclusivity, and I've said that to several businesses since, I've said, make it obvious you are open to everyone, and they did exactly the same way. Well, I am open to everyone. Yeah, but these people can walk into a restaurant and be told they cannot have a seat at that restaurant, they cannot drink in that pub. Surely not. No, I can tell you.
Unfortunately so, in 2023.
I said, so if you can just put a rainbow, just little hints if you don't want to make it obvious. Not obvious, but not in the like, oh my God, I'm here for you. But make it subtle so they know you're there for them. So you are there for them, and they're well aware, they know they're not going to get someone being rude, being hateful, or just general nastiness. And I think that was obviously out of your talk the biggest learning for me. And then it was like, well, actually, you can ask anything. You can, as long as the meaning behind it's always mean well.
Absolutely. And talking about it, just keep talking, keep bringing it up in conversation, like we are now. It's just letting them know that they're going to walk out and be safe. I mean, for the trans at the moment, it's a very scary place to be in, for trans people at the moment. Just knowing that they're welcome, and again, like you and me, and I know you're welcome to everyone. But if they walked past anywhere, would they know?
Yeah.
If they land on your website, do they know that they're welcome and they're not going to be turned away?
Yeah.
And again, for people, wheelchair users, just put something on your website, just to let them know if they can actually get in your building or not, so they don't have to ring you ahead. I mean, no disabled person can just go out their door like we can.
No.
They have to ring ahead everywhere they're going. Trains, don't even get me started on trains. Businesses, toilets, just to be able to go somewhere and go to the toilet. Why is that
basic human need?
So just please, even say like, oh, I'm so, you're in an old building and you have steps up, let them know, say, get yourself a ramp, just let them know so they know, oh, I'm really sorry, we are welcome, but I can't get you in, kind of thing, just so they're not then wasting their time coming to your door.
So what's the next thing for Suffolk Pride? What's the next? So you've got, obviously, you're doing the events next.
Yep, so we'll be doing the events again, wellbeing events, events for everyone. If we get enough volunteers and they fancy doing a parade, they're more than welcome to.
So how can they get in touch? How can they help?
So we have, online on our website. We're based in Ipswich, but we are obviously trying to branch out to everyone, because it is Suffolk Pride. On our website or our Instagram page, there is a link saying where you can volunteer.
So yeah, suffolkpride.org.uk. We'll put it in the show notes anyway, so everyone can find it and link to it as well. So yeah. So what have you got coming up with Bella wedding events?
Bella weddings events. I am pretty much there now. Done for the wedding season. I'm now on to my other job because just one's never enough.
Of course, because you've got all the time in the world. Clearly,
I'm now doing fairs. So I work for the Quirky Wedding Fair.
Quirky Wedding Fair.
Yes.
I saw that it's on your
it is. I just did one funny enough this weekend. Yes. So again, something a bit quirky, alternative suppliers. So if you are looking for, something a bit different, we have lots of fairs around the country. I do the East, and my next one is actually in Essex. So at Battleswick Farm in November.
Cool. We will link to that as well, because I think that'll be.
Again, very inclusive and very fun. We normally have a band playing and very colourful. We have a theme going. Am I allowed to tell you? Yeah, we're doing Tim Burton's Corpse Bride for this one. Ooh. So yeah, really looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
That's cool. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's so exciting. I just want to come as a guest for your weddings.
You can. Just come.
Just turn up. Just turn up. All this inspiration and just that'd be so cool. So yeah, it's funny because I've got so many friends that they're just certain types of people, or they've got certain interests, or certain who are just, either now I'll have to talk them into vow renewals.
I think they should.
Yeah.
Just so I can get some more themes.
Yeah. Oh, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you
It's
for
been
having
lovely
me.
having you, and we will put all of those links in the show notes so you can find Jodie, Bella, Quirky Weddings, all about Suffolk Pride, everything. And yeah, as you know, it will be a really safe community. So keep in touch, and
thank you very much.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to this episode. We really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please share with a friend who you think needs a bit of help with starting a business, or even their small business which they've already got going. Please like and subscribe to our podcast, which always helps a small business or small podcast like us. And check the show notes. We all have everything in there relating to the episode which you might need, might want to read, and links to anyone we've interviewed and certain subjects we've spoken about. And thanks for listening.